Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the National Weather Service Atlanta office's weekly weather briefing. I'm meteorologist Sid King, and I'll be giving you a rundown on what we can expect in the coming week. We're starting out this afternoon with unseasonably warm temperatures, and that's going to persist through the rest of the afternoon before a weak cold front moves through the area. We are anticipating some isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, but severe weather is not anticipated. A couple of storms may produce gusty winds or frequent lightning. And then after that, we're expecting cooler and drier conditions Friday and Saturday. That's going to be fairly short-lived as another cold front will push through Georgia on Sunday afternoon through the overnight hours and into Monday morning, bringing another round of scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Shifting focus to the tropics, we're not expecting any impacts from Hurricane Fiona, but we are monitoring the development of NWS 98L. The center of circulation has not yet developed, so there's a lot of uncertainty that remains at this time. Here's a look at our current satellite view. You can see, for the most part, we're pretty clear over Georgia so far. However, we do have some clouds developing over Kentucky and Tennessee. You can see the frontal boundary of where the clouds are clearing out behind the front, and that is going to continue to push towards the area today with cloud cover and storms spreading into the area. Things are similarly quiet on the radar at the moment. Some isolated showers have begun to develop over Tennessee ahead of the cold front and will possibly move into North Georgia during the later parts of the afternoon today. This afternoon, the cold front is going to be moving into North Georgia and sinking southward through the day today. This is going to continue, and this high pressure is going to be building into the area during the later parts of the evening and into the overnight hours. Temperatures are well above average today. We have afternoon highs today in the low to mid 90s in North and West Georgia, with the exception of some 80s in the higher elevations of the far northeast. And then we have highs even in the mid to upper 90s forecast in central and east Georgia. Heat index values will fortunately be below our critical threshold of 105, but we could briefly exceed 100 in portions of central Georgia this afternoon. Precipitation chances through this weekend are only going to be today, and isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening are expected ahead of a cold frontal boundary. We're not expecting organized severe weather at this time, but we could have a couple of storms that produce some gusty winds and frequent lightning. It's also likely to see breezy conditions just behind the front with northwest winds of 15 to 25 miles per hour, even up to 30 miles per hour in northeast Georgia. Some rain chances will come to an end tonight as the front pushes further south, and then conditions are going to remain dry Friday and Saturday. Here's what that's going to look like. Tomorrow morning we have strong high pressure over the eastern United States, the front quickly clearing the area to the south, and then cooler, drier air mass setting up over the forecast area. Morning lows are going to be significantly cooler tomorrow, looking at even 40s in the higher elevations of the far northeast, and then 50s across most of the rest of our forecast area. Rain chances will similarly be minimal throughout the day tomorrow. Afternoon highs will also be a bit of a relief from today, mostly in the upper 70s and low 80s. The pattern on Saturday, we are going to be getting a bit of gradual moisture return as the upper flow shifts to an easterly direction, but conditions will be fairly similar. Low temperatures mostly in the 50s on Saturday, and then minimal rain chances throughout the day. Highs will be creeping up a little bit, mostly in the low 80s across the area. And then on Sunday, we have a low pressure over the Great Lakes region that's going to be driving another cold front into the southeast. So after our dry Friday and Saturday, our rain chances are going to return to the forecast on Sunday. High temperatures will continue to creep up a little bit on Sunday, going into the generally in the low to mid 80s in North Georgia, and then even into the low 90s in Central Georgia. Precipitation chances are going to be the highest across the far north near that frontal forcing during Sunday afternoon. So we're expecting scattered showers with some isolated thunderstorms interspersed throughout Sunday into early Monday as the front moves northwest to southeast. The front is going to become a bit more diffuse Sunday night into Monday morning, dropping the rain chances down to about 20 to 25%. The environment does not appear to be favorable for the development of any severe weather at this time. A couple of storms may be on the stronger side, but only would produce some marginally gusty winds and locally heavy, possibly some frequent lightning. Rainfall amounts are going to be limited to about 1/4 of an inch or less. There's just not going to be enough moisture return for the atmosphere to work with, except for possibly some locally heavier storms. Early next week, the frontal system will clear once again to the southeast on Monday, setting up drier conditions with highs mainly in the low 80s, expected through the middle of the week. We don't have any drought conditions in place across Georgia at this time, and the minimal precipitation totals over the next 7 days, generally 1/4 of an inch or less, are really not going to have too much of an effect on it. We're still not expecting any drought conditions to develop over the next week. Shifting gears to the tropic, we are definitely heating up in the Atlantic Ocean right now with hurricanes Fiona and then tropical storm Gaston, and then 3 areas of interest we have our eye on in the further south. The first of which has a 90% chance of development over 5 days. This is Invest 98L, and there's been a little bit of talk about this, a bit of buzz over the last few days that we're going to get into in a minute. Then there's a 30% chance of development for this system between 40 west and 30 west. And then just off the coast of Africa, we have a 60% chance of development over the next 5 days. We're not expecting any impacts from Hurricane Fiona. It is a Category 3 storm with a maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour, and it's continuing to move northeastward, and it's going to be quickly moving towards the Nova Scotia area by the beginning of the weekend. Meanwhile, here's the satellite image view of the Atlantic, and highlighted here is Invest 98L. It will be named Hermine if it develops into a tropical storm. At this time, there's no center of circulation, so this is where a lot of the difficulty in forecasting this system has come from, because with no center of development, the model guidance has not had anywhere to initialize its track or its intensity. So here's a look at the latest spread of model solutions that exist at this time. And without a center of circulation, the spread is very large, both in the track this storm could potentially take and then its intensity. So any of these endpoints in the Gulf of Mexico 7 days out is a possibility at this time. So we're going to have to continue to monitor as this system gets more organized. And then even then, the potential of this storm for entering the Gulf of Mexico is still anywhere from 5 to 7 days out at this time. So impacts will likely, potential impacts anywhere in the southeast would still be more than a week out at this time, but there's still a lot that we don't know about this system for now. So once again, to sum things up, this will be our last warm afternoon today. Then we're going to be having a cold front move through the area with isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. Severe weather is not expected, but some isolated storms could produce some gusty winds and lightning. Cooler and drier conditions are expected on Friday and Saturday, and then another cold front is going to be pushing through Sunday, after a brief return of moisture into the area, but coverage of storms and showers should be scattered at best. Not really expecting any impacts from Hurricane Fiona. However, we are monitoring the development of Invest 98L. Of course, once again, the center of circulation is not developed or organized, so a lot of uncertainty remains on the potential track and intensity, and that's going to warrant monitoring over the next several days, with the picture probably beginning to become a little more clear over the weekend. And that concludes our weekly weather briefing. Here's our contact information if you ever need to get in touch with us. And on behalf of all of our staff at NWS Atlanta, we'd like to thank you all for your attention, and we hope you have a great weekend.